Going to the game, I'm going to be playing Rengar jungle and show you how to one-shot with this champion. In this matchup, we're currently up against Fiddlesticks, and in a Rengar versus Fiddlesticks, both have their own strengths. When it comes to the 1v1, obviously Rengar hard counters Fiddle because of his W, which can cancel out Fiddle's Sphere. But once we get to the team fights, this should be advantageous for Fiddle since he is much more useful than a full burst Rengar whose specialty is going for pickoffs and skirmishes. So what we want to do is try to get as much pickoffs as possible and prevent Fiddle from getting a good team fight. The clear that I'm doing is a red side clear into a flex depending on what happens. But usually, you'd always want to get level 5 as soon as possible so that you can get access to your ultimate, which makes your ganks a lot scarier. The reason why I started at the red side rather than the blue side is because I'd like to path towards the Baron lane, which in a Aatrox Z matchup should be very good for the Aatrox player. So once I'm able to get level 5, I should be able to get a free kill up there, assuming that the Aatrox is laning properly. When clearing with Rengar, his clear is quite fast as compared to the other meta junglers. You should finish your full clear plus cut in about 2 minutes to 2:05, which is not bad. Zed, very low, forces the flash, but Aatrox got a bit too greedy. But the information that we got there is that Zed has no more HP plus no flash. So one tip when ganking with any jungler is to always to go for those lanes with no summoner spells. After clearing the blue buff, I tried to see where the Fiddle is. I have no idea, so I just went for the safety cut. And just in case Zed and Aatrox fight again, I'm there to help. So what we can just do is stick to our original plan and go for the full clear to try and get level 5. With playing Rengar, your first objective is to get kills because kills not only translates into golden experience but is very good for your passive, which gives you AD the more unique kills that you get. So the faster that you're able to stack them up, the more damage that you will get overall. Imagine getting 5 trophies, getting 5 unique champions, I think will be about 25% damage, which means that every 100 damage that you have will translate into 25 free AD. Top lane, Zed got a bit too greedy, so there's no way that I can gank that lane since they're just fighting each other. And with my bot camps up, if you're not able to go for any ganks, you always want to go for a clear. But here, I sacrificed my Krug since I saw Akali who was overextended, and that's what you want to do when you play champions like Rengar. As soon as you see a possible gank, you always want to prioritize that, especially if you have your ultimate. Unfortunately, Fiddlesticks is able to find the gank at the bot side, so overall it's a 1-4-2 exchange wherein they get a slight lead. Bottom side, a fight is going on, but since I have no ultimate, this is very hard for me since there's no way that I can get close. So that's the weakness of Rengar jungle without any ulti. It's quite hard for you to close the gap. Another fight happens bot side. Vayne dies again. Very unfortunate, but there's nothing that I can do. I just need to focus on farming my camps so that I can get Triforce as soon as possible. Triforce with the buff becoming a lot cheaper is now accessible for jungling. You don't have to necessarily get a kill, but if you are able to get early kills, then it would be much better. Both Baron laners are still fighting it out. Very unfortunate that I'm not there, but seeing that Orianna is zooming to the top side, hopefully she's able to get a kill. And with that information, I saw Fiddlesticks and Akali both going to the top side, so I stopped going for my wolves. But as soon as I see that Orianna's safe, we just go back to our camps and start our clear. Triforce is now up, but I want to get the scuttle first since it's going to be very crucial when it comes to the first objective. Knowing that Fiddlesticks is at the top side, I want to secure this as soon as possible so we don't get caught out of position. After taking the scut, we just want to farm a bit, getting the blue buff before going back in order to get our Triforce. When fighting against Fiddlesticks at the first objective, it's gonna be very hard since in a team fight, Fiddlesticks should be able to pop off. Knowing this, there's only 2 options that I can go for. Number 1, I try to catch the Fiddlesticks out of position, or number 2, we just go for the trade on the objectives. Lucian's dead, but it's still gonna be very risky to contest the dragon because their Baron laners at the mid lane as well as Vayne having no more HP. We go for the trade. Akali looks to contest this, so I have no choice but to pop my ultimate. But this is good because I can see Akali through the shroud, and as soon as she flashes out, we would be able to get this for ourselves. After taking the Herald, I look at the dragon to see if we can still contest this, but Orianna is very low, so I decide to just use the Herald mid and get first tower in order to get map pressure as well as accelerate our gold. Not sure why Karma is playing very greedy, looking to contest even though she has no more teammates. But it's fine because we're getting a lot of gold for ourselves, and this will allow us to snowball our lead, especially since we're building Burst Rengar. When playing Burst Rengar, the number one thing that you need to do is to get ahead. Orianna with a great ultimate, and here I flash in, second skill, take down the support. Their Lucian is dead as well. 1v1 against the Fiddlesticks. I'm waiting for the cooldown of my skills. Unfortunately, it's not enough. But you know what? It's fine. Because not only do I get a double kill, I'm also able to stack my trophies, which will give me more damage in the long run. Triforce is now up and I go for the armor boots because they have a lot of physical damage with Zed Burst, Lucian, and armor boots is really good. It allows us to solo Baron later on when given the opportunity. Aatrox and Zed both fighting each other once again, with Zed getting the upper hand, and seeing that Akali is out of position, I immediately pop my ultimate, look to see if we can chase her down. Unfortunately, she has a lot of dashes, so instead of going for the Akali, we go for the Fiddlesticks instead. We force the flash and we hard counter Fiddlesticks 1v1. If he pops his Sphere, I have my second skill to counter it. I have no idea why Vayne decided to tumble in, playing so greedy and immediately dying right after. Luckily, Karma's able to get a counter kill, and seeing that their bot lane is looking for a trade, we have no choice but to try and take this tower. I know that Zed has no ulti, and what's good about Rengar is that when it comes to tower takedowns, combined with the Triforce plus first skill, we destroy towers pretty quickly. Aatrox getting a good trade at the bottom lane, not only defending the tower, but getting 2 kills as well. We get the tower mid. I think it was full plates, which is really good for us. And with all that's happened, we just go back to our jungle and start our clear once again. All of our camps are up, and this is something that you don't want to happen when you're playing carry jungles like Rengar. Given the circumstances with all of the fights, it's fine in this situation. After clearing the topside camps, I look at the positioning of my teammates. 4 of them are going for the bot lane, which means that there's no one here to defend the Baron. And you pop our ultimate, try to look for the Zed. We have the armor boots to mitigate the possible burst. Second skill as last measure, and with Zed going back to his shadow, he has no choice but to go down. We're able to take him down, defend the tower, and get more stacks for our trophy. Perfect timing. The next back that we're gonna get is Bloodthirster, and looking at the trophies, the only one that's left is the Fiddlesticks, and that's someone that I want to take down later on. The third item that I want to go is the Navori Quick Blades. This is really good, not only for long team fights, but is also really good for taking down the Nashor. Our bot camps are up. We want to take this red, increasing our damage, and clear the Krugs before doing anything else in the map. With their ultimate up once again, what's so good about Rengar's ulti is that it's a mini map hack where you not only have true vision, but you have long range vision, knowing the positioning of the entire enemy team. See, as soon as I pop, I see that Fiddlesticks is hiding in the bush, and here we can go for a fight, but 4 of them are there, so it's not gonna be worth it. Look for the Akali instead, but she's already pretty low from the Orianna. She's trying to escape though, and knowing that she's gonna be able to run away, we're there. Take her down instead, giving us more gold combined with the first strike. With the objective spawning in 25 seconds, this is gonna be another difficult fight since Fiddlesticks has a lot of damage when it comes to the 5v5. What we want to do is try to compromise his position. Once we neutralize their jungle, things should be much easier when it comes to that team fight. 10k gold at 10 minutes, currently at 1k GPM. We're farming pretty fast. The last thing that we want is to die without doing anything. In here, we need flawless positioning, trying to catch their carries as soon as possible. And here, we have really good vision, knowing where everyone is. So this should be a free dragon for us. They're already late, and a fight happens. Aatrox going in. Fiddlesticks out of position, which is really good for us. So this should guarantee a team fight win. And we look to see if we can catch anyone in the side. Nami with a great bubble. Zed is in the side lane, and our ulti expires, but it's fine. We already got what we needed. We deny the Dragon Soul, get Infernal for ourselves, which is really good with Rengar. We go back to our camp since we have no more ultimate, but if there's still a fight that's gonna happen bot lane, we have no choice but to help. Akali goes in, but she can't do anything. Try to go for the Lucian, immediately get exhausted, but it's fine. Orianna with a great ulti, and here, we immediately flash into the bush, get a snare onto the Nami, and jump again to the blue buff to avoid dying from the Fiddlesticks second skill. Really good play for my team. They're all doing spectacular when it comes to the team fights with all of the Ori ulti, Aatrox resets, and with 3 members down, we should be able to take down the tier 2 bot tower pretty easily. The only thing I need to be scared about is this Zed. He might have ultimate, and even though we have a lot of anti-burst material, it's still better to stay safe than sorry. Zed pops the ult, and here what I do is I try to scare the Zed, wait for him to go back to his shadow. As soon as he goes back, we just trounce and get another kill. Currently 600 crit onto the Zed. This should only be scarier as the game goes on once I get more items. With the Vori up, I'm already ready to solo the Baron. Red buff is perfect. This would also increase my overall damage output. Going back to the base, 12k gold, still at 1k GPM. This is what's so nice about Burst Rengar, wherein not only can you burst your opponents pretty fast, you also farm super quickly. Our bot camps are gone, our top camps are up. But the first thing that I want to do here is to look for a catch. We take the blue buff so that we can give it to the Orianna. Ward the Baron, so if we can go for a proper sneak. Unfortunately, there's a ward there. Just remove it. And here, we look where they are. I just want to guarantee my positioning that no one will check. I'm looking at their positioning. Aatrox getting a really good kill at the bottom side. I see their Fiddlesticks at the bot lane, but their Zed wards the Baron, so I just go for the Nami instead. Bam! I just burst her in one combo. I get exhausted, jump back to the Lucian, get another skill, second skill to go away. Nice shield by the Orianna, and with 4 members down, I don't need to solo the Baron anymore because we just got an ace right here. With the shield of the Orianna, plus the healing that I have, we're able to take this pretty quickly for ourselves. Vayne does a good job destroying the mid lane since I don't need any help when taking the Baron buff, and starting now, we should be able to snowball the game. The next item that I went for is Mortal Reminder, giving me armor penetration and anti-healing against their comp. At this point, I should be able to one-shot the enemy team since they're all very squishy. They don't have any frontline, which is perfect for champions like Rengar. A fight happens on the top side. Unfortunately, they're very greedy, so we try to look for a pick-off. Go on their backline. Lucian, half HP. Bam, just destroy him. 700 crit. Flash in, and look at that Q damage. We just destroyed everyone. Nami, the only one left. We jump on the Krugs. Second skill for move speed. And more jumping power from the bush. And here, we just get a insta-quadra. Pentakill is quite far. Akali was able to get back into the base, but it's fine. At this point, we're already super rich. Orianna should be able to take down the top tower with the Baron buff. So instead, what I do here is try to take down the mid tower. They're still fighting each other, but it's fine. They're about to spawn, and this is perfect timing because I'm able to take down their tower before they respawn. Dragon is up once again, but at this point, Dragon is not that useful since it's not a soul. We take the red buff instead, deny the Fiddlesticks farm, and immediately run away since Zed and Nami are both there. I pop my ulti to look for any possible pickoffs, and with level 3 ulti on Rengar, this is essentially a map hack, and 1k damage onto the Fiddlesticks, 0 counterplay, he can't do anything at this point. I think he also went Proto Belt, so he's no Zonias against Rengar. Aatrox falls at the top side, but you know what, it's fine. We try to look for a inhibitor tower, bot lane. Not sure how Orianna died, but what I'm doing right now is trying to take down the tower. But I don't want to compromise my positioning. Even though I have a lot of damage, I'm also very squishy. The last thing that I want is to get picked off out of position. I pop my ultimate, giving me more move speed. There's a possibility of me looking for a catch. Akali maybe, but what I want to go for is the more squishier targets. Like Lucian, Nami, but since they're all there, the last thing I want to do is to throw the game right before the Baron is gonna spawn. A fight happens on the bot lane, not sure what Vayne was doing, gets popped by the Zed, which is not the best timing since Baron is gonna be spawning soon. If you look at my gold though, I currently have 5k, and if you notice, my first strike already at max stacks, 999 plus gold. I think I'm already item locked at this point. Yep. At the 16-minute mark, I still have 1k left over, and this is why Rengar is so strong. If you look at the rune damage, 1.1k on sudden impact and 2.3k on empowered attack. We take the red buff, and whenever our ulti is up, we always want to pop it, get free vision of where everyone is. Akali's alone on the bot side, but I want to go for this Fiddlesticks because taking down their jungle would mean a free objective. I play it a bit safe and just go for the Baron instead, since I know that their jungler went back to base. There's not enough time for him to be able to come back. We take this for free, and with the Elder spawning in 45, this should be pretty free for us, unless we go for a huge throw. Aatrox going in, popping off, taking down the Akali. The only thing I need to worry about is Fiddlesticks. I see him out of position, so this should be fine for us. What I'm doing now is waiting for my ulti to come up or look for a pick. Fiddlesticks goes in, and look at my damage. We just burst him through his ulti. Zed goes in. He's trying his best to deal some damage. Takes down the Aatrox, but at this point, we have the Baron buff and we just go straight for their base. Pretty fun game overall. I'm able to show you the potential of one-shot Rengar and his capabilities. 100% on Rengar in Master Tier. Pretty clean game out of the one death. We get MVP. Our team did pretty well with all of the follow-up. 13-1-6, 20k gold at the 17-minute mark. 23k damage, 6.7k damage taken. And look at the rune damage. 2.5k damage on the empowered attack. And that is how you can play Burst Rengar in the current meta. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. That's it for me. Peace out. Ciao, ciao. Bye.